Hey everybody, this is Justin here. I'm going to do a VisualManiacs contest entry. They're reaching 500 subscribers. Once they reach 500 subscribers, they're going to do their drawing for their contest. But this is their contest. Congratulations on your milestone. You guys don't have that many videos, but for the videos you guys do have, they're really good, and you guys are gonna come. You guys are coming a long way, and the channel's growing quickly, and I'm happy for you guys. But they asked for a top 10 favorite movies, or you can do more. It doesn't matter. You can do a top 1,000 if you want it, but nothing less than top 10. So I'm gonna do a top 20. So out of the 2,236 movies that I've seen in my life, these are my top 20. When I pick a top movie that's in my top 20, it's not a critically acclaimed movie. It's a movie that I personally enjoy, and that's where it goes under category as my favorite movies, not the best movies, but my favorite movies. And I think it's a really good movie if I really do enjoy it, and that's how I view films. So starting off at 20 is Rob Zombie's Halloween. Um, I've seen this movie before I saw all the other Halloweens. I saw this when it first came out, and I love this movie so much. I love that it was gory and it had a good story. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie, but I personally really do love this movie, and it's a great slasher movie. I like that they showed a backstory of Michael Myers, and that's the reason why I do like it. Coming in at number 19 is Goldfinger. James Bond, the third James Bond movie. I'm a big James Bond fan, and I remember watching a lot of the James Bond movies when I was younger. And Goldfinger was one of the first ones I did watch, and I like everything about Goldfinger. I actually have two copies of Goldfinger on Blu-ray, a couple of copies of it on DVD, and a couple of copies of it on VHS as well somewhere. Don't know where though. Coming at number 18, I saw this movie so many times in theaters when it first came out, and that's Fast Five. I saw it, I think, 5 times in theaters when it came back out, I think in 2011. This movie is so fun. I love everything about this movie. And though it's not like a critically acclaimed movie, best acting, best script, it's just a movie that I overall have such a great time with, and that's why I put it in my top 20. Coming in at number 17 is Doctor No. I saw Doctor No in theaters, not back in 1962, but last year. AMC had a re-release of Doctor No in theaters to celebrate the James Bond 50th anniversary, and I went and saw it at a theater that was about 40 minutes away. They were also giving out the complete Blu-ray box set, which it was a Monday, and the box set was supposed to be released on a Tuesday. So I went there, and there was only about 15 people that were at the theater seeing the movie, and I won the box set. So I was really excited about that. I didn't have to pay for the box set. I actually had two box sets because I won one from a YouTuber back in February, so I had two. So Doctor No, when I saw it in theaters, it automatically jumped to my top 20. Seeing it in theaters was a different experience, and it was a lot better seeing it at home and focused at. Sometimes when you're at home, you're not focused completely on a movie, but in theaters, you're completely focused. I was completely focused on Doctor No, and I was blown away by it again. From when last time I saw it when I was younger. Coming in at number 16, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Big Harry Potter fan. Have been ever since the first books have came out. Read them constantly throughout elementary school. Movies are great. And I think Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1 it was a great ending. It wasn't the last movie, but getting to the end, it was darker. They're grown up. There's a lot more at risk, and it's just everything about the movie is great. Number 15, Back to the Future. Not much to say about this movie, is just that it's a great movie. It's the first time I ever saw it was when I started college, and I I was sad I missed out on it when I was growing up because I would have absolutely loved it more. But Back to the Future is just one of those awesome, great movies. Coming at number 14, The Empire Strikes Back. Um, the whole Star Wars trilogy is great. The new trilogy is good. Also, saw the 3D release of Phantom Menace, and I don't like it anymore. Attack of the Clones I haven't watched in a while, and Revenge of the Sith I'll get to that later. But Empire Strikes Back, number 14. Number 13, The Dark Knight. This has kind of fluctuated in my list over the years. It's been at like number 4, number 10. Now it's number 13, as there have been some other great movies coming out recently. But The Dark Knight is just an awesome movie. Everybody loves it. Coming at number 12, which is released this year, and that is This Is the End. My God, I loved This Is the End. It was such a funny movie, great cast, a great ensemble film. I just laughed so hard in the movie, and everybody knows how much I love that. Coming in number 11, The Dark Knight Rises. I This movie was great. This movie was great with the presence of Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it, and Bane was awesome in this movie, and I love the scene where they're fighting Bane and Batman for the first time, and there's no sound, there's no music. Sorry, there is sound, there's fighting sounds, but there's no music, and it just adds so much to the movie. Coming in at number 10, this is a top 10 list now, and that is Star Wars. What can I say about Star Wars? It's a great movie. When I watched it on Blu-ray for the first time, um, it was amazing. I was speechless of how great the movie was and the picture quality of it on Blu-ray. And everybody loves Star Wars. If you don't love Star Wars, what's wrong with you? Number 9, Superbad. Superbad is one of those movies that I can watch over and over and over again, and it will never get old. I remember watching it last year on Blu-ray with my friends. Sorry. And it was like the first time I watched it. I laughed so hard, and it was like the first time I watched it. And it's got Jonah Hill, Michael Cera, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse in it, and the trio. They're great. It's funny. They're young. It works. Bill Hader and Seth Rogen, and everybody in it. Everybody's in it. Emma Stone. It's just an overall funny movie. And 2007, I was a sophomore in high school, and I was starting to get more into raunchier films, sexual films, and Superbad was one of those movies that I completely understood things now. Number 8, Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi gets me worked up at the end. The father-son fight. Sad to think how Anakin Skywalker got to the point where he is. And I think about it every time. I get sad how his life became the way it is. But things happen. Return of the Jedi, it's awesome. You got the Ewoks in it now, and a lot of fighting, and the plot's great. I love Star Wars. Number 7, Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 is such an emotional film for me. And, it's a child film, but it's also a family film. It's one of the best children film ever. True story. Toy Story 3 was released the day of my graduation, and I skipped graduation parties. My friend and I, we graduated from high school, and we skipped graduation parties to see Toy Story 3, and we snuck in to see the A-Team afterwards. But the main goal was to see Toy Story 3. And there was the one scene in the movie, where they're going down in the fire pit, and they're all kind of just holding hands, and they're accepting that they're gonna die. And it's just so emotional. I'm crying. I look over at my friend, he's fucking crying, and I'm just like, this movie is so great. I love this movie so much. And then when Andy releases, I'm getting chills thinking about it right now. When Andy gives away his toys, I'm fucking crying. My friend's fucking crying. and we walk. Then we sneak over to see the A Team, and it's one of those nights that I always remember that we skipped graduation parties, we skipped getting drunk and having a good time to see Toy Story 3, and it was one of the best movie experiences I've ever had in my life. Coming at number 6 is Step Brothers. I love Step Brothers so much. I love Will Ferrell. Step Brothers is that hardcore R-rated movie, and my favorite movies are movies where people cuss constantly, and Step Brothers is that. Step Brothers also um, kind of reminds me of when me and my girlfriend started dating, as I saw it um, when she told me about it, and I went and saw it online. I pirated it, and we just make jokes about it so much. Jokes that me and her and I can make all the time, and we will laugh. Is occasionally I'll just when we're not doing anything, I'll just say, you know, so tell me about your life, and then she'll say, well, I'm becoming a genius. I work at a college, and whenever I see an unsolved math problem, I just finish it right then and there. And then I go, this kind of sounds like the plot of Good Will Hunting. She goes, no. But anyways, Ben Affleck's my best friend, and every time we say that to each other, we just die. It's so funny. It's really funny that we can just use that line all the time. Number 5, Step Brothers. Number 6 was Step Brothers. Number 5 is Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith. I know people always tell me, you put this one in front of all the other ones? Yes, Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith is my favorite Star Wars movie. The ending is so emotional. I saw it in theaters and I was getting worked up. It's sad to see how Anakin just betrayed Obi-Wan, and they're fighting, and the lava scene, and he's like, Anakin has his arms and legs chopped off, and he's yelling at Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's like, you're my brother. You were supposed to change the Force, not destroy it. And I love the whole movie. The fighting's great. The CGI is great. The visuals are great. The movie is just one of the best movies I've ever seen. And I don't want to hear anybody complain about, oh well, that's a bad movie, because everybody thinks that the new trilogy is bad, but Star Wars Episode 3, in my opinion, is the best Star Wars film. That's it. Don't question me about it anymore. I don't want to hear about it. Number 4, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2. Another movie that another great experience. I saw this at the midnight premiere. Loved it so much I saw it at 3 o'clock that morning again. And the first time I saw it, at the end when they're old and they're sending their kids off, they have the original music from the first movie, and I cried. It is the end to the Harry Potter series. I feel like I'm going to cry right now. It is the end to something I grew up with, something that I cherish so much. The books, I have the same books that I had ever since I was in like 3rd grade. And the movie saga, the whole Harry Potter franchise is coming to an end. And in that moment, I realized that it was coming to an end, and I cried. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is such a great movie. The visuals are great. The fighting scenes are great. The story, the meaning behind it is it's a great movie, and it's a great book. My favorite book of all time. Number 3 is Drive. Drive is one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies I love watching. My hair's a fucking mess. I hate it. One of my favorite movies, but Drive is literally the best movie I've ever seen. Not my favorite, but literally the best movie. Best acting, best script, best directing, visuals. This movie is the best. I love this movie. This movie started off, I think, like number 9 on my list, and I just recently put it at number 3 because I've realized how much I love this film. This film blew me away when I saw it in theaters. And when I got it on Blu-ray, it's even better. The visuals are great. Nicholas Winding Refn does such a great job of capturing this movie. And I don't care that there's like Ryan Gosling hardly speaks. It works. This movie is amazing. I love this movie so much, and I don't care. I'm a Ryan Gosling fanboy. He is so good looking. I love his acting. I don't care. I tell everybody all the time. My girlfriend will be like, Ryan Gosling's hot, and I'm like, I know he is. Um, I'm a Drive fanboy. This movie is great. Number two, my favorite comedy movie of all time. This movie was another movie that I can watch all the time and it'll never get old. And my brother and I use these jokes all the time. And that's Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. 2004. I was in sixth grade and I watched it for New Year's Eve. And we used to sit in the living room and watch movies, and we rented it from Hollywood Video. And my brother, my mom, and I, and my dad, we sat down and watched Anchorman. And at that moment, I knew I loved Will Ferrell. I loved movies. I loved comedy. I loved Anchorman. And ever since then, Anchorman has been a big part of my life. I've used the jokes constantly. I've used these jokes to make friends. I use these jokes with my girlfriend, my family. I still use the jokes all the time. And Anchorman 2 is going to be a big part in my movie life. I'm already planning a lot of things. I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to dress up. I'm going to buy the tickets when they're available. I cannot wait for Anchorman 2. It is Anchorman 2 for the longest time was the one movie I wanted to see in my life. And Anchorman 2 is December 20th, and I cannot wait. Um, on the way back from Christmas, we went to Disneyland last year for Christmas with my girlfriend's family. They're like, "Oh, where are we gonna go next year for Christmas?" And I told them in the car, I said, "I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna be going anywhere with you guys next year because around Christmas time, Anchorman 2 comes out, and I have to go see it with my brother." Um, Anchorman was a big part of my brother and I's life, so I'm sorry, I just cannot go on Christmas vacation with you guys. The number one movie of all time for me is The Avengers. This movie is so fun. Right back there. This movie is so fun. It is epic. Action is crazy. Everybody in this movie is so fun. Captain America is my favorite. Um, The Avengers. It's just a great movie. Sorry, guys, taking up your time. 17 minutes. Holy crap! But I love talking about my movies that I love. Top 20. I know I could have done top 10, but I want to talk about my top 20. And these are my top 20 movies that I love, movies that have been a big part of my life, and I think that that's movies how movies should be. So just to watch movies, please remember to subscribe, comment. VisualManiacs, I'll put the link down below. Um, Congrats on your close to 500 subscribers. Keep up the great work. This is Just Watch Movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.